For my poetry presentation, I chose the poem History by Adrienne Rich. Adrienne Rich was born in 1929 and died in 2012. She was an American poet, essayist, and a feminist. She was called one of the most widely read and influential poets of the second half of the 20th century. Now, to summarize this poem, there are three key elements to remember. Adrienne Rich was a feminist. This was during civil rights movement's time and around the Vietnam War time. This poem is basically about her life. It goes over some memories that she has. It talks about her love life and talks about little stuff that she remembered when she was younger, like the first time her and her friend applied lipstick and going to movies and the cigarette smoke there and the 40s songs and the cars. And it goes into different periods of American history as well. It mentions the Allied victory in World War II and touches on events, it mentions them, such as the dropping of the atomic bombs, both in Japan and the testing sites in America, the suicide of F.O. Matheson, who jumped out of a hotel window. He was a teacher at Harvard, and the trial of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, the spies in the U.S. The last two lines of the poem are as follows: "When shall we learn what should be clear as day? We cannot choose what we are free to love." This, to me, just shows the conditions of the society at the time and that you couldn't just express your love for anyone or anything, especially with the civil rights movements. You can support that racial group. And the layout in this poem is two long stanzas. It is a free verse poem. The first stanza includes 15 lines and the second stanza around 20 lines, if you count the smaller and the parentheses ones. The narrations is first person because the pronoun I is used, and this poem, as I stated earlier, is just a memory and reflection of their life, and so she's using first person. The theme of this poem to me symbolizes the sadness that the author is feeling because she does just reflect on her life, and it is almost in a negative way. It doesn't directly sound negative, but if you keep reading you can see these hints. It's because she can't choose what to love or how to express her love, as I stated in the line before, and she just brings up all the tragic events that happened in her life. And the theme to me is the restrictions and hardships her society and her included faced in that time period. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had a little insight on this poem.
Created using Powtoon.